Hi everyone, today I would like to share a very simple bread recipe with everyone because I've been getting a lot of messages from my friends asking me to share or to bake bread for them, because at this time bread is not available in the supermarkets, and so I thought I'll shoot this video. This is a very simple recipe and you just need to follow it as it is. It is plain milk bread which you can use for breakfast or for dinner or for anything for the kids to snack on. And I will first tell you what the ingredients are. I'm using milk, which is, I use full cream milk. You can use low fat or whatever kind of milk that you want to use. Usually they use water, but I think milk gives a better texture and a better taste. I have 6 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour if you want to, and 6 cups means this is the cup measurement. Most of you know about it. I have yeast here, instant yeast, salt, sugar, and now I'm going to start the process. It's a very simple process. What I have done is I have warmed the milk to lukewarm, just enough warm, not, you don't have to scald it or anything, because too hot will kill the yeast. So what I've done is just warmed it up so I can touch it. It's still, like if I put my finger in, it shouldn't burn. I'm going to pour it into the mixing bowl. You can use, you don't have to have a stand mixer. You can use your hand to knead it. It's a no knead bread wherein you don't have so much of kneading to do. Here is yeast. I have used 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. You have 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, and you have 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Instead of melted butter, you can use oil if you want to, but butter gives a better taste to the bread. So all the ingredients go into the mixing bowl, and then we're going to start adding the flour. So we have 6 cups of flour, out of which we will use 5.5 first and keep the remaining for the last bit, because if you add too much you cannot take it off, but you can always add a little later. So I've just left about half a cup here, and I'm going to put the meat, start kneading the dough. As I said, you don't need a machine to knead it. You can knead it by hand. It will take about 5 minutes for it to knead. When the dough starts leaving the sides of the bowl, means your dough is ready. You need to have a very soft dough in the end. Now you can see here that the dough is kind of sticky. It's a little sticky, so I'm going to add the rest of my flour here. So we've used the complete 6 cups of flour. I'm going to knead it again for about 2 minutes. As you can see, it's a soft dough now. Now I need to grease the bowl and put the dough inside and leave it to proof can see that here I have just applied some oil inside so that it doesn't stick onto the bowl, and I'm going to take this dough, which is a very nice and soft dough now. I'm just going to leave it into the bowl for it to rise. It will double, cover it with a towel and leave it for 1 hour. Okay, so you can see that our dough has been proving for 1 hour now, and you can see it has doubled in size. Depending on where you're living, some places take longer than this, maybe 90 minutes to proof and double in size. Because I'm in Malaysia and here the weather is very hot, so it just takes 1 hour for it to double in size. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop this out of the bowl into your work surface. Make sure your work surface is nice and clean. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to press this down into a rectangle. Press it down into a rectangle. I have my loaf pan here, which I have just slightly buttered it. You can use 2 small pans, but I'm using 1 long big pan here. So what you do is you just press it, and then you're going to roll it towards yourself, roll it tight, and it's just like playing with the dough. What you do, you pinch the sides and pinch it together so that you don't have that crease there. Turn it around to the size of the pan. You got to just work with it, and then you have to leave this dough to proof for another 1 hour. So in another 1 hour again it will double in the last proving. Here the time taken for you to work on the bread is very little, but the proving time is what is more. And you again leave this in a warm place, cover it with a towel and leave it for another wait until 1 hour for it to rise. If you are in a colder place, you may have to leave it for around 90 minutes to rise. Okay, you can see that now our dough has risen and it has doubled in size. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the oven. I have preheated the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, and we may have to bake it for about 1 hour at 180 degrees Celsius, and if you're it is 350 degree Fahrenheit. So I'm going to put this into the oven and wait for it to get ready. We've got the bread out of the oven. It's done, and as you can see it's nice and brown in color. I have brushed some butter over the top. It is not a compulsory procedure to be done. If you want your top of the bread, the crust of the bread to be crispy, you don't have to apply the butter, or you can just have it as it is. You have to leave it outside for it to cool down for about 10 minutes. Now it's been sitting out for, it's still pretty hot. So this is your bread. You can see it's nice and warm. I will just cut it and give you a view of how it looks from inside. Try and use a serrated knife because it makes it easier to cut the bread. As you can see the inside of the bread. The texture is awesome. When it's just warm, you can have it with butter, and the smell, the aroma is really good. I hope you guys will try and make this at home. This is the best time for you to follow your hobbies and try and make your own bread at home. I hope you like the video and thank you for watching.